Hi, this is Rob Packard from Medical Device Academy. This is a video explaining what you get when you purchase our purchasing procedure. The purchasing procedure is different from the supplier quality management procedure, which is SYS-11. Supplier quality management covers your approved supplier list, your qualification of new suppliers, and your evaluation on an ongoing basis of suppliers. It would also cover your supplier quality agreement with each of your suppliers. And then when you receive product, that would be covered under your receiving inspection procedure. And there would be a receiving inspection log for that. This is specific to the actual process of placing orders. So the forms that are included in that, I'm going to cover, and the procedure itself. So this is the purchasing procedure. It's the 11th draft we've made, so 11 revisions. You would delete the draft number, so it would just say version A when you first approve it. You would indicate the date that you approve it and your name as the author of the final revision. We reference 1345-2016 in the QSR, specifically the section on purchasing controls, but we don't mention the MDR. The reason why, there aren't any specific requirements in the MDR for this procedure. In here, we reference the purchase order log, the purchase order form. We don't reference all the other documents. This Form 7, the inwards goods receipt log, that's your receiving log. You also have non-conforming material reports. You also have approved supplier documents for the actual approval of the suppliers. You have an approved supplier list. These are other documents that are covered in other procedures, such as SYS-11 or SYS-33. In here, you would indicate what the various levels of approval are for various purchase orders. Up here, the first item I mentioned, a requisition form. We don't give you a requisition form. Some companies require it for approval of capital goods. Other companies don't. It's not a regulatory requirement, so we don't provide a template for you. You can use whatever form you want or delete that requirement. I include the explanation over here on the right. SYS-11, that would cover equipment, so that would be the capital equipment I was just referencing. And then you would have an approved supplier list that you would verify whoever you're going to buy it from, they're on that approved supplier list. The approved supplier list is managed under SYS-11, where you would approve the supplier first on a qualification form before you add them to the list and before you place a purchase order. You can also have suppliers on a provisional basis before, so you can order from them and then evaluate their product before you make them a permanent supplier. For specifications, every single product and service you purchase, you should have some sort of specification for that, so you know what you're supposed to be buying it and what the acceptance criteria is, which vendors you can buy it from. That would all be covered under SYS-11, which is design controls. Further down here, I have several different references to other documents, and this explains where those would be covered and why you may or may not need to use our forms. So the supplier quality agreement, you don't necessarily have the same supplier quality agreement for all vendors. Some vendors will require you use theirs, and you might have different ones for different vendors, such as sterilization and contract manufacturing might be two very different types of agreements. The approved supplier list, that's covered under SYS-11, as I said, but if you have an MRP system or a bookkeeping system, it may have an automated system for allowing you to add new clients or add new vendors. So you would add new vendor and then type in their information instead of having our list. Another thing is you could use our purchase order form. We provide Form 21 as a template, but you could also use the template that's in your validated software. And then finally, a lot of MRP systems and accounting systems assign purchase orders sequentially, and they are validated, so therefore you wouldn't need to use our manual log if you don't want to. And all those requirements, if you're going to use the alternate method, you should make sure that the system is validated. Down here in, I believe it's section 10, we talk about the making sure that when you receive things, you're tracking what the lot number is and the serial number is and putting that in the logs. We talk about the receiving process, and we talk about quarantining non-conforming product. but I also referenced the procedures here, SYS-23 for non-conforming material, and then SYS-33 and Form 7 for the receiving inspection process. So the things that are really specific to this are covered in this line 8 of the procedure. Monitoring and measuring of the purchasing process would be done through SYS-11, which is the supplier quality management process. Here's the training and retraining requirements, the risk-based approach to the procedure, and the records. So we have the inwards receipt log, the purchase orders, the supplier quality agreements, the purchasing documentation, and the purchase order log. If you have any further questions about this process, please let me know. I guess I can show you one other thing here, or two other things. So here's the purchase order log. It's a very simple log. Like I said, it's just to keep track of purchase orders. There has no other purpose, but you could, if you want to, add more detail to this. So it helps you with trending if you don't want to use the log that we already have in the supplier quality management process. And then the other document is our actual purchase order form. And you don't have to use this format. You can use the one in your software tool. So that's everything. If you have any further questions, please schedule a call with me using the Calendly link on our Contact Us page. Thank you and have a great day.